Good evening, meat shields and miscreants of the internet. Today we're here on the show to talk about Terminators. Yeah, Terminators plural, like all the different Terminators that appear in the franchise at large. And this isn't even getting into the extended universe. No, we're just going to talk about the film Terminators today, because it might be my favorite franchise. No cap! Ever since its inception, Terminator dealt with the idea of rapidly rising technology in its place in the world, and also that skepticism of, can I really trust this thing by giving it too much power? You know what I mean? Like, how do I know that suddenly my computer won't gain a conscience and try to kill me in the middle of the night type? There really is no shortage of Terminator content around, so I just figured we'd, start with the movies and work our way up from there. If you like this video, then maybe we can delve into the Terminator extended universe, but for now, we're talking film. All right, here's how this is gonna go down. I'm gonna tell you which Terminators are the best, and which ones that I think are the worst based on my expert opinion. If you disagree, well, you're wrong, but let me know down in the comments anyway what you thinking. The T-600. The T-600 is basically a human-sized infiltrator unit that Skynet would send out into the field to find surviving members of the Resistance in order to wipe them out. They quickly gained the term rubbers because the skin that they would place over the endoskeleton was, let's just call it, not refined. In a way, the T-600 is kind of like Skynet's guinea pig, as a way to see if we can trick the humans into trusting us, letting us behind enemy lines, and wiping out a bunch of colonies. They're not known for having the most advanced artificial intelligence, but where they lack in brain power, they certainly make up for it in lethalness. I mean, if you used to see one of these bad boys, it was pretty much over and done with, unless you could run fast enough and hide from it and outsmart it. So, while it's not the best Terminator on the list, I think we're gonna fairly place it in the C tier for being just deadly enough to do its job. Next up, we got the T1 model from Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, which everyone knows is the best film in the entire franchise. Stop the cap. So the T1 battlefield robot, also known as the T1 ground assault vehicle, or simply just the T1, is a fully autonomous ground offense system. And by that we mean absolute lard ass on treads. This thing could be seen around whatever super duper top secret underground lab is happening in this movie. It's there to protect people, right? But of course, when the switch gets flipped, this thing is firing off rockets, scooting around, looking like a little Chad, and blasting our heroes with machine gun fire. This thing seems pretty deadly at first, but then you have to realize that this thing is not coming after me. This thing ain't going up a flight of stairs. It's not getting in an elevator and traversing multiple floors of an office building. It's not changing shape. This thing is only going to kill me if I see it first. So in that regard, it seems like it would be pretty easy to evade, all things considered. I'm going to place this one in the D tier because, you know what I'm saying, f*** you, T1. Up next, we got the Moto Terminator from Terminator Salvation. And it's literally just a motorcycle that also happens to be a Terminator. Now this thing is coming after that ass, but it's not climbing any staircases. It's not getting into any elevators, and it for damn sure is not flying through the sky. While this is really cool in execution, that Skynet would have something like this on its roster to chase after people in a world where the Terminators, the bipedal Terminators, I mean, can't catch up with you. It seems pretty cool, but it's just a bike with some machine guns on it. It's giving Extreme G from Nintendo 64, you know what I mean? I think we're just gonna place this one squarely in the C tier for being just cool enough. Now we got the Hydrobot from Terminator Salvation, and if we're painting Skynet in the portrait that it is this army of machines, then of course they need land, sea, and air, which explains the Hydrobot. Swimming around in the ocean, swimming around in the little lakes, snatching up little people like freaking eels with brains. Now the movie tells us that these things are remotely controlled, and so once they block the signal that pings them back to Skynet, they're worthless, right? But I can see how one of these things popping out of the water, before you even know what's happening to you, and all of a sudden you're just poked full of holes and you're done with. So pretty lethal looking, definitely scary, B tier. Next we got the hybrids, or Type H, also known as the Theta models, and they're humans who have been transformed into a cybernetic organism. It's the main focus of Project Angel from Terminator Salvation, which was initiated by the Genetics Division of Cyberdyne Systems and reborn by Skynet as Project Theta. Hybrids are prone to human frailties when it comes to trauma. The customized endoskeleton that's built for each hybrid is designed to sustain the subject's human components, such as the brain, brain and the heart, right? But when you get down to it, if a bomb goes off next to you and you see that your homie is secretly a machine, it's over with, you know? Clearly meant to go deep undercover and gain the trust of several human people. I think that we're going to put this one in the B tier for being, you know, not fleshed out all the way, but still kind of useful in the grand scheme of things. Now we got to talk about the T-800. The classic, the OG, the design from Stan Winston that basically changed the way that we look at movie monsters in a science fiction landscape. The red eyes do me in, you know? I just, like, if there was a pig looking at me on a farm with red eyes, I'd be like, nah, that's the Satan pig. Instant nightmares. And speaking of that, the origin of it was a cold that James Cameron was suffering in Europe one day, woke him up from a nightmare in which a monster was crawling across the floor like a 70s slasher giallo villain. And so he quickly got up and like sketched out this Terminator model, and look, this is it. And the crazy thing is, we don't even get to see its final form until the third act. Now, these things are your core infiltration unit. They can also travel through time pretty well. In the lore, it says that they must travel unclothed without fabrics, which is why they're always showing up naked in the past. Skynet had to f with these things pretty heavy to send them back through time to kill the leaders of the Resistance's mother before he was even born, so you gotta say they were all in with this model. And as far as where this model ranks in the overall franchise, as well as movie history, you know it's a S-tier Terminator, baby. Now we have the T-850, which was sent back in time one more time to have a go at John Connor in the past in the film Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines, which is the best film in the franchise. Stop the cap. The 850 is very similar to the T-800 models. I mean, it's basically the same style hyper-alloy combat chassis with a few modifications. The living tissue face looks about 10 years older than previous units sent to the past from the future, as well as the endoskeleton looking very much like that of a T-800. It's slightly stronger and faster than its predecessor and nuclear powered, so, you know, we upgrade, and it's basically the same thing, so, you know, but I don't like it as much. So we're gonna put it in the B tier. Now we got the TX, which is a Lady Terminator, not to be confused with Lady Terminator, and is a Terminator from the film Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines, the best film in the franchise. Stop the cap. You know, it has this chest enhancing ability for when you need to get out of a speeding ticket, so that's good to know that it can do that. It can rebuild itself, kind of. Its arm is like a Swiss Army knife. It can impersonate lady peoples. In all seriousness, this thing is deadly as hell, and it didn't get the nickname Terminatrix for nothing. It can use virtually every onboard weapon that Skynet and the human resistance have made against it. It also appears to possess a limited emotional range, which can be seen during the crane chase scene when it exhibits frustration and also performs a surprised double take upon realizing that the T-850 is still in pursuit. Because this is like a hybrid of the T-900's endoskeleton and the polyalloy used for the T-1000, the TX was pretty capable of sustaining extreme amounts of damage that no other unit has been known to survive. Like, they shoot an RPG at this thing and it blows up, and it just keeps going. And like when John Connor activated that particle accelerator and it got stuck to it, it may have been insufficient to destroy the unit overall, but using its like circular saw, it damaged or destroyed the machine and recovered from the attack. Now, there is a novel by Aaron Alston called Terminator Hunt, which goes into more detail about the TX, which I have been putting off for a while now, so I'll definitely need to check that out and see if my fandom around that model goes up a little bit, but for right now, we're going to put it in the B tier because it's the Terminatrix. Up next, we got the T-3000, which is honestly, it just sounds made up. This is something that some Paramount boardroom executive made up on the spot. He had just a bunch of weird on a dartboard, and he just threw a dart and it landed on something that would use machine phase matter. So not only does it morph, but it really morphs, you know? So get this right. Unlike previous models of Terminators, units of the T-3000 had once been humans, but they were transformed through the infectious exposure to a type of machine phase matter. According to the lore, all the humans that were like subjected to the phase matter were driven insane during the experimental stage and died, which makes John Connor in the movie Terminator Genesis the only known successful example. The process is irreversible, and any human that becomes transformed into a T-3000 can't be cured or saved. This gives this machine insane amount of plot armor. I just think that it's just not my favorite, so D tier. God damn it. That movie. Terminator Genesis, I hate you. I mean, I get what they were trying to do, and I know we're supposed to be talking about Terminators here, but god damn it, son. I mean, Kyle is able to stun it just by wearing a magnetic gauntlet. Now we gotta talk about the elephant in the room. That's right, we're talking about the T-1000. The most iconic movie villain of all time? You decide. What kind of movies have you been watching? The T-1000 is an advanced prototype. It's fully autonomous, and unlike previous infiltrator models that used rubber skin and then finally living tissue over a metallic endoskeleton, the T-1000 is made entirely out of liquid metal, meaning that it can reform into any shape that it touches of an approximate size, thus calling it a shape changer. It can't transform into something like a pack of cigarettes, or into any object that requires machinery to operate, such as a bomb. But what it can do is form knives and stabbing weapons. And man, if this isn't the coolest DLC character that Mortal Kombat has ever had, I don't know what is. It's morphin' time when it comes to the T-1000. And this thing is gonna steal your soul. Like, it's gonna kill you and then become you. And it's gonna become a puddle and slide under the f***ing door like Alex Mack. This thing is virtually unstoppable. I mean, you can't hit it with anything. It's just gonna keep coming. I honestly think Skynet snapped on this one, and so it firmly belongs in the S tier for being the most OP movie concept villain that has ever been. And it's f***ing terrifying. Now we gotta talk about the Rev-9, which is a Terminator and Infiltrator series utilized by Legion in the Dark Fate timeline. A Rev-9 consists of traditional solid carbon-based endoskeletons covered by an outer sheath made of advanced carbon, and it possesses the ability to distinctly separate into two independent units. Talk about the T-1000 on crack. This is something that you're going to want to run away from rather than try to fight. I mean, it's got insane physical strength. It's durable, it's capable of withstanding various gunfire, blunt force trauma, and even direct hits from anti-tank weaponry without experiencing like any permanent damage. It only takes like extreme heat and friction of being shoved into a spinning industrial turbine, followed by the fiery explosion of that same turbine for the Rev-9 to sustain noticeable damage. And this thing is agile as seriously. I'm dead if this thing is coming after me. It's kind of like Noob Saibot from Mortal Kombat, now that you mention it. So yeah, where do I think this one belongs? Probably in the A tier for being the most overpowered clone of the T-1000. It's like the T-1000 plus Pro Max. So that's all the Terminator models from the film franchise. But there's so much more to explore in the extended universe, so if you guys like this video, maybe we can revisit other things, like the best home video release of a Terminator movie, because everyone knows that belongs to the Terminator 2 Special Edition Laserdisc box set from the early 90s. This thing is an absolute unit and contains the just under the 3-hour version of the film, and for some reason I have 2 because I'm an absolute psychopath. Go ahead and subscribe because we coming with more content constantly. Tell a friend to tell a friend. New channel, we out here, boy. Terminators ranked, I'm the guy. We'll see you in the next video and have a damn good day.